call to order the regular board meeting of the Vallecitos Water District for February 18th, 2026. Before we begin, I would like to announce that members of the public may watch the meeting live online by visiting the district's website and clicking Watch Live icon. However, they will not be able to participate in the meeting remotely. Kirsten, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Directors, please indicate your attendance. And everybody is here. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
No, ma'am.
May I have a motion to adopt the agenda for the regular meeting of February 18th, 2026?
So moved.
Moved by Director Pennick, second by Director Brown. Please vote. Director Pennick?
I'm voting. There we go.
All right. Motion passes. Do we have any requests to speak from the public?
I have not received any requests to speak on non-agenda items.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
Question on 1-4.
Okay,
Clarification, real quick.
can we pull 1-4 and then vote to approve the consent calendar? Or did you just want a clarification?
Just a real quick clarification. Is
Okay.
that a one-year agreement or is that over?
Jason, 2-year agreement?
That's a 2-year.
Yeah, 2-year, beginning next fiscal year, so July 1, 2026.
Okay, so about 110 per year. Is that fair to say?
Well, it's a yeah, I guess you're right, yeah,
Okay, so it's a 230 over 2-year.
correct.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. So may I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
Move to approve.
I'll second that, so please vote.
Director Pennick?
I'm still, yeah. Sorry, 233 gets me distracted. But
All right,
I'm
so
focused again.
motion passes. Okay, moving on to action items. We have a presentation from our Director of Operations for operations and maintenance metrics.
Yeah, and before I hand it over to Eric, this is something that the metrics are provided to the board quarterly in the agenda, but once a year, annually, it's presented to the board, so.
Good evening, directors. This presentation is for information only and summarizes a few of the key operations performance metrics for calendar year 2025 across the district's wastewater collections and water distribution systems. The full metrics report can be found on page 56 of your board packet. These metrics track regulatory compliance, system reliability, preventative maintenance, and water purchase trends. The data demonstrates where the district is meeting or exceeding its established goals and identifies areas for improvement. During this presentation, we will cover only a few of the operations and maintenance metrics. We'll begin with the systems collections, or the wastewater systems collections department, and next we'll review our purchased water for the year and how it compares to the 2015 baseline. After that, we'll take a look at the distribution system maintenance and reliability trends. And at the end, I'll take any questions you may have. Starting with wastewater collections numbers. As has been the trend for many years now, the collections department continually surpasses its goal of sewer line cleaning. Our annual goal is 1,056,000 linear feet per year, and our staff totaled 1,500,067 linear feet in 2025, surpassing the goal by 500,000 feet and shortening the time it takes to clean our entire sewer system. CCTV inspections totaled 226,000 feet in 2025, which exceeded the annual goal of at least 180,000 feet. CCTV inspections allow staff to proactively identify structural defects, blockages, or breaks. In fact, the CCTV crew found 2 broken sewer mains this year. One was on Rancho Santa Fe, where we called in a contractor to make repairs. And the second was in Lake San Marcos area, which our construction department was able to make the repairs the next day and mitigate any further damage. Smoke testing targets areas suspected of inflow and infiltration, or I&I, which helps reduce wet weather flows and treatment costs. The annual goal is to perform smoke testing at least 3 times a year. And locations are chosen based on suspected I&I, or they can be chosen and used as a representative sample for a given area. All in all, these preventative maintenance activities are critical to reducing sewer overflows and system failures.
Eric, real quick, I&I, what's I&I?
Inflow and infiltration.
Okay.
Yes. It is because of the actions of our dedicated collection staff that Vallecitos records minimal sewer spills or overflows, and this keeps the wastewater where it should be and not on our customers' minds. This slide illustrates our total water purchased from the Water Authority, and this includes from OMWD and the desal plant, which we'll see on the next slide. The State Water Resources Control Board, or SWRCB, uses 2015 as the statewide baseline year for evaluating long-term water conservation under drought and efficiency regulations. As the drought restrictions eased, water purchases have increased over the past few years, but total purchases remain below the 2015 benchmark by roughly 1 billion gallons, demonstrating that conservation is a way of life in Southern California and continued compliance with the state conservation expectations. This slide shows water purchased from both OMWD and the desal plant. The target for Olivenheim is 2,750 acre feet, and we purchased 2,807 acre feet. As for desalination purchases, our contracted purchase amount is 3,500 acre feet, and we purchased 3,300 acre feet in 2025, which is just under our target. And this is mainly due to the desal plant was offline a few times last year. Having multiple sources of water demonstrates the district's goal to diversify our water portfolio and create a balance of cost effectiveness, reliability, and sustainability for our customers. The construction department has goals related to gate valve maintenance and gate valve replacements. Operating valves is standard practice and recommended by the American Water Works Association, or the AWWA. And they recommend that exercising approximately 20% of system valves annually to ensure operability during emergencies. In 2025, the district operated 1,827 valves, which represents about 20% of the valves in our system. While the district's internal goal has been 50%, which is a bit aspirational, 2025 performance aligns with AWWA best practices. Valve replacements are an important part of maintaining our distribution system. This is because in an emergency situation, one broken valve or inoperable valve can change the number of customers impacted by a water shutdown from 20 to 100 unnecessarily. Valve replacement totals were lower than the annual goal of 24 per year, mainly due to construction department staffing shortages, which have recently largely been resolved. We expect improved staffing levels to increase valve replacements and system reliability going forward. Each year we track water main breaks and service line leaks, which we consider trends for system reliability. In 2025, we had 24 water main breaks, which is 14 less than the previous year. While we always hope for 0 main breaks and 0 impact to our customers, our construction staff is quick to respond and mitigate impacts to our customers, and they do great work at a hard job. Another trend is water service line leaks. Again, we're always hoping for 0 or little to no impact on our customers, but there are always a few. In 2025, we had 14 service line leaks, which is an improvement from the previous year where we had 20. And finally, another item we track is fire hydrants struck by vehicles. While these are 100% externally caused and can be unpredictable, they have the capability of impacting the public and increases workload for our construction department. In 2025, we had 12 fire hydrants struck by vehicles, which is an increase from the previous year where we had 5.
What's the average cost of replacing those, do you know?
Fire hydrant, I believe to purchase one, it's around $4,000, right around there. And that doesn't account for any of the construction costs or labor that would go into it and how far down it actually broke on the line.
And if there's the vehicle there and with the police report, usually that's charged, or a lot of times, not all the times, we collect our expenses.
On the insurance, yeah.
We go under their insurance violation.
And they mostly happen between 12 a.m. and 4 a.m. on Friday nights.
Friday and Saturday nights, yeah.
Yeah. All right, in conclusion, the data presented here are highlights of only a few of the metrics that you're accustomed to seeing in your regular board packet, but they show the district's strong commitment to maintaining and enhancing our wastewater collections and water distribution systems. We have demonstrated success in meeting our operational targets and contracted requirements. Moving forward, we will focus on areas under evaluation to ensure ongoing improvements in reliability, regulatory compliance, and customer service. And thank you for your time here, and I can take any questions you may have.
All right, thanks for your presentation, Eric. I have a few questions. Do any of my colleagues have questions?
I have
Tana?
one question about the valve replacements or the valve checking. How many people does that involve?
Well, it depends. So our valve maintenance program, where we have a gate valve technician go and maintenance the valves, typically that's 1 to 2 staff that go out daily and exercise valves. That staff is also used for shutdowns with the engineering department for development services, or they also get used on main breaks, so they can get pulled away at times. For valve replacements, where our construction crew physically goes in, digs down and replace the valves, that's anywhere between a crew from 4 to 5 staff.
Okay. Thanks.
So, and then on the gate valve question, so can you kind of explain what happens when valves are not exercised or turned for a certain number of time? What's the risk there?
Well, the gate valves are made of metal, and water, when it sits on metal, kind of builds up a rust or corrosion, and over time that can just seize up. And when you try and turn it, sometimes the bonnet, which is the top part of the gate valve, there's the body, and the disc sits in the middle of it, and then the bonnet sits on top, and that's just bolted on. And sometimes after a while, if it's not exercised regularly, that pressure gets too much by trying to break off all the buildup on the stem, on the threaded stem, and it can snap that bonnet off, and you have to replace a gate valve on that spot.
So I know as a district, we have a goal to exercise, there's a certain number of valves a year?
Correct, yeah, the historical goal for the district has been 50%.
Okay. So ideally then, you have a valve being turned at least once every 2 years then?
Correct, ideally, yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And then I had a question on the CCTV process. So do we have actually staff reviewing all the footage from the CCTV, or is it more like kind of an automatic where things are flagged with AI or something?
No, it is 100% human involved.
Okay.
We have staff, it's a crew of 2 or 3, they go out the camera van and they will camera a line. And then as they're going, they're noting all structural defects, and they're talking saying what they're finding into a video log of their progress. And so it'll be something along the lines of, we are on, sewer line number, ABC, and 14 feet in, we have structural crack, 45 degrees from the top, and they'll go down that.
Okay, I see. So it's live. So we're not actually recording the CCTV, but
We do record it,
you do
yeah.
record it, and then you have this audio narration as well. Okay.
Yeah, and in Director KERSCHBAUM, we actually looked in this years ago into the AI technology on that, but it doesn't actually save any time for us, because you're recording at a certain speed, and it makes sense to dictate and write down where those defects are while you're doing the work. The AI technology would work better if you go back and you're going to look at, thousands of hours or hundreds of hours of pre-recorded stuff. That was never done that. Since our process is identified as we go along, there's no additional labor or labor loss from that.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. And then I had one more question about the purchases from the desal plant being lower. And I guess this might be just a question for our general manager. Did we get a break on our take or pay because the
Yes.
plant was down? Okay, okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, those are all the questions I had. Thank you, Eric. All right, and everybody good on that presentation? No more questions? Okay. So next on the agenda is adoption of ordinance number 232, establishing a policy regarding board travel and amending ordinance 229. Is there any presentation on this item?
Yeah, I'm just going to be walking the board through the steps if you're ready, so.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So this was originally brought up as a request to look at providing accommodations for conferences, multiple day conferences that are in the county. When we looked at this, it was requested by Director Hernandez and seconded. When we looked at this, it created a little bit more work. Basically, right now, the board's current travel policy is tied in with the employee's policy. So what 232 is a new board travel policy that is essentially exactly the same as the employee's policy with one exception. It does allow for accommodations for in-county conferences that are multiple days at the board member's request. And so that's essentially the difference. So, and then the second ordinance is the existing business of the board. All we did was change the reference to reference the new board travel policy. So today before you for discussion and possible adoption is really a new ordinance that allows for the travel policy, which includes lodging for in-county conferences, and just an amendment to the existing business of the board, which is 229, which just basically now references the new travel policy. That was a simple amendment. So there's two actions before you. The first is the new travel lodging policy. The second being just an amendment. Obviously, one is required for the other. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. And do we have any public speakers for this item?
We've not received any requests to speak on this item.
All right. Director Hernandez, did you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, I just wanted, so now in the future, individual board members can request through the general manager for an opportunity to stay at the local venue.
Yeah, in the future, it's basically if the individual board member requests it, it doesn't require general support. This policy, this ordinance allows for it.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Any comments or questions?
Is that's the only change? Just
Yeah, so basically, it's almost identical to the existing travel policy with that one exception.
I wanted to make a comment just to thank Kirsten, who dug through years of ordinances and sorted out the cobweb that was this prior policy. She did an excellent job, so.
Thank you, Kirsten. Yes, it was confusing when it was explained to me 3 times, so I'm sure it was a lot of work. All right, so there's no more comments or questions on this item? Okay, so can I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 232, approving the changes to the board policy and amending section 2.3 of ordinance 229 by removing the reference to district resolution 1365 and substituting with a reference to the newly adopted ordinance 232.
So moved. Second.
All right, please vote. Yeah. All right, motion passes. Moving on to reports, general manager.
Just a quick one. So we have the calendar contest starting, and it starts on 3/2. So We'll be seeing that in the near future. Our Meadowlark job continues. We have night work scheduled this week. We don't anticipate any disruptions to the community, but in case there is night work going on at Meadowlark. We've partnered with San Marcos Youth Baseball for their opening day. They're using our parking lot, making accommodations, and that's been canceled. It was supposed to be this weekend and rescheduled for next weekend for opening day of San Marcos Youth Baseball. And last but not least, we've finalized the scope for the survey for the hillside property, which is the main step that we need to move forward to basically finalize and move forward with that hillside property. So we're hoping to get surveyors out there soon to basically define the limits of that property. So.
A quick question on the survey, is that like, do we send out that to bid, or do we have a surveyor that we normally use for that?
There's a surveyor that has done work on that project
okay.
already, so they had the base map. So we asked them for a scope and fee. We had to finalize the scope and fee.
Okay, thank you.
And just a quick question, so baseball, they use the parking lot, and it's done in the past?
Yeah, so it's been, when they first did the baseball field in cooperation with the city, it was always a possibility, but they've never requested it until this time. San Marcos Youth Baseball is doing a new big basically opening day ceremony. They've never done this before. I've been a coach, a volunteer coach in that league for over a dozen years. So this is the first of its kind. They approached the district to finally utilize the clause that we have with the city, because we partnered in the city in the building of Mission Sports Park back before I was here, so over 21 years ago. So we looked at it. We have the proper insurances. We have proper coverage to make sure that it's good for the district.
That was my concern, just the hold harmless agreements
Yep.
and stuff, because there's a lot of slip and falls, and I
Yep.
don't want us to be,
So they'll be using our parking lot for that day.
okay.
Do you get to throw out the first ball?
No, as doing travel ball only, not knowing part of rec, I probably won't be part of that. I'm probably going to stay really far away from it.
No, as the representative, as our general manager though, like partnering with the community.
No, I'll leave that to the youth baseball board members.
Got it. Sounds good. Okay, district legal counsel.
Just two items. As you may remember, Senate Bill 827 went into effect January 1st. It now requires you to do 2 hours of fiscal and financial training. These classes are hard to find, so I'm giving a plug for BBK, who is offering one on March 24th from 10 to noon. I think Kirsten has the information and can provide that to you if you're interested in signing up for that.
In person or online?
It's online. The second one is there's a new requirement under the Brown Act that you get a copy of the Brown Act.
Oh.
Somehow I got out of my office with 3 and not 5. I will get the other ones here to you, but this is the Brown Act that you can read to put yourself to sleep at night. The way it is set up, it includes all of the provisions that are effective, and then highlighted are the new provisions that went into effect. So enjoy the reading, and thank you.
Well, I will defer the 3 copies to my colleagues, and I'll look forward to getting my copy.
Okay, I'll get you a signed copy. Yeah.
I know.
First edition signed copy, yeah.
Is that everything on your report? Okay. County Water Authority, we are meeting next week, so I don't have a report on that. ENCINA wastewater.
We had our capital committee meeting this morning. We went through the tactical plan and then the annual review of the projects that are in planning, design, and construction. And that was the meeting.
All right, short and sweet. Standing committees.
Just the Finance and Investment Committee meeting yesterday.
Yes. We did meet yesterday, and we had a great report by Wes about our, I should bring notes to this stuff, huh?
And Wes is it?
Budget process.
Yeah, just the calendar. We went over the calendar of the budget process, which will run now through June. What else did we talk about?
Seems like we just finished the budget process.
I know, and that's
it's
what we talked
starting
about.
again.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what we talked about, but they're back at it again. And
So since Wes is not here, I'll plug some great numbers for budget to
Yeah.
actual, both for water and wastewater. So.
Good.
And OPEB.
Oh, and an OPEB, yeah, thank you. For no notes, I should take notes.
Director's reports on meetings, conferences, and seminars attended. Nobody? Okay. What is next? The quarterly board expenses are in the board packet for information only. And are there any comments or future agenda items from directors?
I just wanted to say how much I appreciate all the online materials there are for the public, because in Lake San Marcos, there's a group of people that are convinced that we are going to be a monarch capital of Southern California here. And I had mentioned to them that we have a seed library, and a couple of people have been over there, but I have also sent information about, you know, just stuff that we have online. And people that I've referred, you know, check this out online about Vallecitos water. And they have responded and said, oh my gosh, that is so cool. The art in the garden that Lisa presented last time was, so anyway, people are looking at our website and are pretty impressed by it, so thank you. All the stuff, all the
Yeah,
stuff
no,
we get.
that's a great comment, because I totally agree on just all of the information that's there. It's like, I'm just thinking of, like capital improvements and development projects. I don't know of many other, if any other agencies that have that detailed of reports that are updated for the public to see. So I appreciate, nobody from our PR department is here, but we can extend the appreciation on to them.
Yes, thank you all for doing all
Absolutely.
that great stuff.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Okay, if there is no further business to discuss, this meeting is adjourned.